All right, we are here with Chris Breezy and the Future Brown.
Chris
5 and
Breezy,
1,
the future.
Breezy
I
the
know they
Future.
messed up my tap out. I don't know why he did it that way, but it's Breezy the future.
Okay, well there you go. See what happens when you do your internet research.
Right? Yeah, because I was like, I got mad when I saw it. It's like Chris and the future. Like it's two different names, and people put it together like that. And I was like,
Well, I'll tell you what, the research was a little bit difficult because
I believe
when
it.
you type in Chris Brown, you got to find the one that didn't have the domestic dispute with Rihanna.
Right. That's why you got to put the MMA on it, or it's gonna
You
give you
got to
some other
put the
stuff.
MMA on it.
You got to put MMA, or you're gonna see some singing and dancing and Rihanna beating.
Now, throughout your career, has that made things difficult for you?
Uh, it actually has because someone had changed my thing to have me like I was 6'6" or something like a couple years ago. Like people be playing with my page
Mhm.
for sure
That's
because that was
crazy.
stopping me from getting in fights because we went and looked and he's like, "Damn, you listen to 6'6" on here." Like 6'6".
Oh man, that's insane. But unfortunately, that's just the way of the internet. Oh, I like their shirt. Let me see that. Is that
Oh
Brawley?
yeah. It's Goku 3 forms up to 3.
Okay,
Goku up to 3.
okay. Trying to throw out my DBZ knowledge. My bad. My bad.
Oh no, yeah, I guess it can look a little like Brawley from this far out, but yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
just saw
Super
the
Saiyan 3.
the top of the head. That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm very particular when it comes to my DBZ. I like the when Trunks returns, so the second Frieza saga through the Cell
Yeah,
saga.
Future Trunks. Yeah,
Yeah, that's me.
yeah, yeah, because that's when it got better. From like
Right?
20 episodes of powering up to get to him to being Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love Dragon Ball Z is like one of the biggest anime influences on me. Uh, one of the reasons I love anime so much is because all those years watching Dragon Ball. But I love anime now. One Piece is my favorite now.
Well, okay. So go ahead and explain what is One Piece.
One Piece is about my boy Luffy, Monkey D. Luffy. He's trying to be the king of the pirates. So he goes on a journey through the different seas of their little world they got going on. He's fighting everybody, trying to become the king of the pirates. So I feel his journey because Breezy trying to be the king of the fighters.
Right on, right on. Well, as long as you can find some connect between your passions, I feel that
Oh
leads
yeah,
to
I watched tons and tons of anime. I watched a lot of anime. I grew up watching anime and martial arts movies, like Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, Jet Li, Five
yeah.
Deadly Venoms. All the old school stuff. I grew up loving all of that. Got into it from my dad, so I just grew up watching and trying to take things that I see and seeing if I could really pull them off. So it's like, oh, we're watching an anime and I see them do something crazy. And I'm like, man, I wonder if I can do that. So,
Right?
like in my last fight, the commentator called me Stretch Man, and Luffy's power is to stretch like rubber. He's a rubber man, so he stretches his body. And the kick that I use, like he does a similar kick in the show called Jet Stomp. So I was like, yeah, that's my Jet Stomp right there, because it does influence me, and it works.
Hey, man, that's awesome. That's fucking awesome that you can tie the two together.
Yes.
All right, so you're on a three fight win streak. You fight out of Jackson Weeks, which is a really, really, really good camp.
Yes,
I
sir.
just had an interview with Steve Garcia, uh,
Yes, that's my
another
boy.
fellow Steve. Yeah, yeah. So he's headlining. You're also on the card. Finishes galore between you and your boy Steve, as a matter of
Yeah.
fact. Um, your only loss is to Thomas Gifford, UFC veteran. Dude's got a fucking wealth of experience. You're only six
Yeah.
fights deep into your
I
professional
was
career.
I fought him for my third pro fight.
Yeah, your
And
third
he
pro.
had 30 fights already. Fought him for
Mm-hmm.
my third pro fight, my first main event. I lost a split decision. Greg thought I won it. I thought I won it. because the only real damage he did was the arm bar in the first round. Other than that, he didn't really doing no damage. I still got more takedowns. I was landing the harder punches for sure. But you live and you learn, and it made me slow down because I was rushing. Like I could have ended the fight in the first round because I dropped him with my first 3 punches, and then I dove in, just like lost my head and got that bloodlust and just dove in. Like the whole plan was not to jump into his guard because he loves doing the little triangles and stuff. So I wasn't supposed to go under his guard, and I just dove in. Got that bloodlust, and I paid for it. I got out of it, but I paid for it. And I had to fight the whole rest of the fight with a hyperextended left elbow.
Damn.
And he still couldn't finish. He still couldn't do nothing to me. Just little pitter-pat punches. And I was booming them all. I rocked him a few times, almost knocked him out, but I didn't have that left to follow up.
Damn.
So, it just made me learn that I needed to slow down. And that was the problem why I wasn't really fully translating my skills from the gym to the cage, because I was just trying to rush, like, because it takes so long to get me a fight. Usually like 6 or 7 months to find somebody to fight me. So, when I finally get a fight, I'll be like, oh, I got to fight. I got to get in there and go. Like everybody wants to come see me fight. So that really taught me, that loss taught me how to slow down. And then my last 3 fights, I've been able to show what I'm actually capable of in the striking department.
Agree, and I've actually caught all 3 of them: the LFA fights and the the WXC, the Warrior Wednesdays or whatever they do. So, and that kind of I got 2 questions in there. One, the fight also taught you that you can fight through adversity, man.
Exactly.
Because having a fight with a hyperextended elbow,
you gotta kill me. You gotta kill me, put me to sleep. Breezy ain't going nowhere. I'm right here in your face the whole time.
Yeah, so you can fight through adversity, and the second one, shit, where was I going? We were talking about the finishes. Okay, okay, the finishes. You finish fights. Okay, your opponent Carrington Banks, which we'll touch on him a little bit. He goes the distance. Now I'm not saying that there's any problem with your gas tank, but are you ready for a fighter that has that kind of relentless takedown pace and all that shit?
Oh yeah, I push the pace. I'm ready to go. I'm not, I'm a wrestler. People don't realize that I'm actually a wrestler because they see my striking. But I'm a grinder. I when I spar rounds. Like I don't like to do it. I like to do at least 6 5-minute rounds when I spar. But really, I do 5 each class because when I spar, we have 2 classes. We have the morning class. All right, we have the morning class and we have a heavyweight class and a lightweight class. So I spar with the heavyweights first, and then I spar with the lightweights. So I'll do 5 rounds in the heavyweight class, and then I'll do 5 rounds in the next class. So I get rounds in.
So what you're saying is you're gonna test his cardio.
Man, this is what my running's been like this week. I ran 6 miles, 10 miles, 4 miles, 10 miles, and then I ran 4 miles last night.
That's my drive to work.
I be getting it in. So when people talk about my cardio, like John Jones told me one day, he was like, man, you'll never reach your full potential until you take your cardio serious. And so between him and Holly Holm, they got me running 10 milers. I'll get out there and run 10 miles at 2 a.m. You see my Snapchat or my Instagram or Facebook stories at 2 a.m. You'll see me running all the time.
Well, those are some pretty big names to have in your corner, man. Let's talk about that for a second. How has that helped shape your career, sparring and working with this championship level partners? There you go.
Yeah, it's been great, man. Like it's been a true blessing. Like Coach Wink took me under his wing. I'm Holly's main training partner. I help her get ready for every fight. John has been a huge inspiration to me. He was my favorite fighter before I even moved out here. Like I moved out here after I got shot. I got shot in the head, and I didn't even think about when I moved back out to Albuquerque. I was like, I'm moving to Albuquerque to fight. I didn't think about who was at the gym at the time. You know what I mean? My mind was all somewhere else. So when I moved out here, and then I ran into John, I'm like, oh shit, that's John Jones. And then, you know, we became friends. Like him and my college quarterback that I used to live with, they were best friends. So when I moved out here, we started mingling and everything. So, you know, the first time John picked me up from my house, like blew my mind. Like John pulls up and
Wow.
Escalade outside and is like, calls me. He's like, yeah, I'm about to come pick you up. And like pulls up at my house and I come jump in the car. Like I'm sitting in the back of the car, like, oh my God, like I was, John Jones just picked me up. And this was before I was even training at the gym. I wasn't even
That's
training at the
what's
gym
up.
yet. And he
That's
like
what's up.
came. So he always gives me respect because he's like, he meets a lot of black guys here in the city that say, oh, I want to be a fighter. You know, we want to be like you. But he always gives me the respect because he's like, you're the only one that I met, you know, from the streets that actually came in here and, you know, and really did something with it. And so, you know, he's always mentoring me. We spent a lot of time this morning together. He was running from my round. I was trying to get a sparring round with him because it was his first day back it was his first day back sparring in a while. So I was like, man, I'll try to get my round. And he was like, nah, I'm not sparring with Breezy today because he got his family here. Like my best friend, two of my best friends were at the gym. So he was like, nah, I'm not fighting in front of his family because Breezy gonna be trying to turn up and I'm having to turn up. So he was like, I don't have to put it on you, Breezy. I was like, man, you got to hit me first though. Like, yeah, you say you can put it on me because we used to spar and I would have to like move around like crazy. And he's like, you know, you can't keep up this pace. And I'm like, shit, you're right. I can't keep this pace. But my cardio went nowhere near like it is now. So I was like, boy, my cardio ready now. So they get the rounds in.
That's awesome, man. I am 100% jealous of you right now. John Jones
Man,
is also my
I'm
favorite.
living my dream. I'm living my best life for real.
Yes,
Like
you are.
I wake up
Yeah.
every day smiling, like happy. Like I only work 3 days out of the week at my friend's gas station. The rest of the time I'm full-time training.
Damn, that is what is up. And you're training with some beasts like John Jones and Holly
Yes.
Holm. Son of a
Yes,
gun.
every day, every day. I'm in there. Me and Holly are always getting it in. Like I've been on a few of her USC. You know when they come and do the filming and all that stuff. So I'm always sparring with her when they come and film and everything all the time. So people will see me on the UFC countdown. I was like, Breezy, I saw you on the UFC countdown. Like I've been on there with like her. I think I've been on John's. I think I was on BJ Penn's when he was out here.
Yeah.
I'm always with was always with Diego Sanchez. So like I've gotten to experience a lot of stuff like and a lot of legends like Andre Arlovsky. Like he was my favorite heavyweight of all time. And I pull up in the gym and I see Andre sitting there. I'm like, oh my god, like it's the pit bull. Like just like stuff like that. Then when BJ Penn pulled up one day, I'm sitting there like at that point I wasn't like when I joined the gym, I wasn't taking pictures with people. Like a lot of people come out here and want to take pictures with all the fighters. Like, oh John, Holly, can I get a picture? Like I wasn't asking for nobody's picture. Like I barely talked to Holly. She walked by and I'm like, oh, what's up, superstar? Like I wouldn't ask for nothing until like I was like, man, I want to earn my respect or whatever. And then when BJ came, I was like, I got to get a picture with BJ. So BJ made me break the seal. I broke the seal with BJ. So
That's what's
that
up.
was I think he was my first fighter that I took a picture with out here.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Getting in some fucking legends and
Oh,
getting in
man.
some work with some legends. That's some cool shit, man. You damn.
Sparring with everybody. I sparred with Andre before. Andre hurt my ankle
Oh,
last time we sparred. Big ass got on top of me. I was like, oh, my ankle. So I was like, man, but you know, I'm just blessed to be in the position I am, you know, to go from getting shot to, you know, being called the future, being on TV all the time. Like, especially out here in Albuquerque, they love me in the city. You know, I go downtown or I'll walk anywhere, you know, it's the champ. Breezy's here. Like, they love me out here. Like, I'm always on the news. Like, I get so much love out here. It's crazy. They just respect me. They love me because I'm real. I'm just a real dude. I'm always like before I was at the gym. I met a lot of people in the streets. You know, after I moved out here, you know, everybody's just like, oh, he's a cool dude. Like before I even knew I was fighting, And so once I started fighting, they're like, "What? You're a fighter?" Like, yeah, I don't really like, be tooting my own horn all the time. Just like walking around. I don't really just be like talking about fighting. Like most people who meet me, just having random conversations, they can never tell that I'm a fighter.
Right. Well, we started ours with anime. You
Right?
know what I mean?
I'm always
So
walking around anime shirts. I'm always smiling these days. Like I can talk about anything, any type of subject. Like I know people are always telling me to run for politics soon. So after I get done fighting, I definitely probably will get into politics.
that's an interesting career change. Why do you think that you'd be a good fit for that?
Um, just like just the responses that I got, because other people have told me this. That's the whole reason. Like it even got into my head. Like even Coach Wink's like, "Man, Chris, you need to run for office." Because me and Wink, we sit and talk about politics and everything that's going on in the world. Because um, he's a fiscal conservative. I have a lot of liberal views, but I have a lot of conservative views. So
Mhm.
I don't consider myself a Democrat. I don't consider myself a Republican. I see what's going on, and I wanted Gary Johnson to win the last election. I didn't want Trump or Hillary. Like I think both of them are clowns. So
Right.
it's like it was just the whole election was a circus. So it was like this is really what we have to choose from. Like really. So but just like they believe just how strong my convictions are, and I'm not one to like uh, to be able to be paid off or something like that. Like I'm gonna speak the truth. Like I don't care if it's like hurt people's feelings or something, but I have an obligation to keep it real. So
That's what's up.
so a lot of people like just like because I make a lot of political posts, but I'm like I don't come from a biased position. Like I'm just trying to state facts. Like from the facts that I see of what's going on. Like I
Mhm.
made a post like about they were like calculating how much it costs to go to war, sending missiles over there and stuff. I'm like, we spend all these trillions of dollars on war, but they complain about helping people in America. Like they don't want to take care of nobody. Like
Right.
I'm not for taking care of lazy people, but there's a lot of people in this country that need help. They don't even take care of the vets the way that they should. And all these people always want to bring that up. Like when the kneeling was going on, oh, you're disrespecting our vets. Like, what are you doing for the vets? What have you ever done for a vet? Like, I've been to the VA. I know a lot of people who have served, and I've heard all the horrible stories. I used to work for an EMS company, and I would have to take patients over there, and so I would see the chaos and confusion all going on in there. So, I've seen a lot, and I've been through a lot in my life. So, just take the experiences that I've been through and like apply it logically, like not emotionally, just logically.
Yeah. Exactly. I can definitely respect that. I can definitely respect that. Now I'm gonna shift gears a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll go from politics to rankings. Because right now on the same site that fucked up your goddamn nickname, they got you ranked as number one at lightweight and number one at welterweight.
Because I am.
Okay. Okay, so there we
They're
go.
smart. They're
Now,
smart.
are, are rankings important to you?
No. Especially I'm not in one of the big promotions yet, so the rankings really don't matter. I
Okay,
could be
well, that's
number.
a very
I've been number one in New Mexico for a while now, so we already do. Even the people in this state that are in the UFC know I'm number one. Everybody out here knows I'm the best 155 fighter in New Mexico, hands down. You can go to UFC, Bellator, wherever you want to go, and you look up 55ers out of New Mexico, and none of them can touch me. And that's a
okay.
fact. I done sparred with the best of them out here.
All right, and then it also has you listed as number one at welterweight.
Because as an amateur, I was fighting at welterweight. And then my last amateur fight, I went down to 55. And then I fought Odewall at 160, and
Mhm.
he was the number 3 ranked lightweight. I mean welterweight in Atlanta.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Damn. And you took
blew
his
him
belt.
out.
There you go. All right, so now that we got the rankings out of the way, let's talk about aspirations. Okay, with this game, you have a short window of opportunity to get everything you want out of it. So,
Right.
what are the check marks that are on your list?
Man, I'm just trying to get gold like these T, and I'm trying to get paid. That's the main goal because we always talk about it all the time. They're like, you want to, if you know, we can't wait to see you in the UFC, but if you want to make money, we can go to Bellator, you know, because like I'm on everybody's radar. This year is going to be the jump. It just sucked that I've had to wait because of other people not wanting to fight have held me back the last 2 years because I've tried to fight every 2 months. I try to fight. So I lost all myself. But yeah, I'm in it. I want to be great. I want to remember this, you know, as my run, you know, have a great run. Uh, do some because the stuff I be doing, nobody's doing the things that I'm doing. The stuff that I kick and do, like even at the gym, like I be blowing everybody's minds. That's why everybody calls me the future over there because nobody does the stuff that I do. And the more fights I've been getting lately, since I've calmed down, I've been able to show more and more of what I'm capable of. And I haven't even shown my full bag yet. I haven't even really done anything tricky. Like I haven't started spinning or flying yet. So you know, I got a whole arsenal of things that I haven't even pulled out yet. Like my favorite move is a tornado kick, and I haven't thrown one of those in the cage yet. But you know, in practice, I'll throw 3 in a row.
Shit, damn. Well, that's what's up. So now let's talk about the correct nickname, Breezy the Future. Okay, how did you acquire that?
Everyone's called me Breezy for a long time. Like since high school, people call me Chris Breezy. Uh, Everybody always called me Chris Brown because growing up, there's always a lot of Chris's, so everyone used to say the full Chris Brown. And then the singer Chris Brown came out, and so everybody started making jokes like, "Oh, let me see you run it, Chris," and all of this other stuff. So that was probably why people started calling me Breezy because his nickname was Breezy. So everyone just started calling me Breezy, and it fits because the Breezy makes the fights look easy. So
Look at that.
that works. So and then the future came from Wink. When I first started, me and Wink first got together, and you know, he took me under his wing and really started believing in me. He was like, "Yeah, man, you know, Breezy, you know, you're the future, Breezy." You know, he always says, he's like, you know, I was including other people in the future, not just you. I was like, nah, Breezy the future. Everybody else got to get in line.
That's funny.
I'm the head of this ship right now. So, you know, got in this new generation of Jackson Wink fighters, you know, to the next level, you know. So I'm always in the gym, like motivating everybody in there, yelling, uh, being loud, you know, just talking crazy to people. Just it's all for motivation because they see I'm actually, you know, I work hard. I go in there and pulling off all kinds of crazy stuff. So I'm like, yeah, y'all better come with it. Like I'm over here, you know, putting on examples for people for the fight. So I'm like, yeah, y'all got to top it. So you know, when I come back, yeah, what you gonna do to top that? Yeah, y'all got to do something to top it. So uh, just very blessed, man.
Very, very. Your knockout over Aduwale was one of 2019's best knockouts for the
Oh,
LFA.
really? Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
that was one of the messages I got from their media director over there, Ryan. He was telling me that that was one of the top knockouts for LFA in 2019, and you don't see me disagreeing over here.
Right,
So,
yeah, because nobody's seen that like that. Like everybody freaked out when they see me hit that head kick from there. Like who's head kicking from the clinch like that?
right?
And then I did it in the very next fight against Austin Tweedy from the other side. I did it against Odawall from the left leg, and then Tweedy, I got him with the right leg. Finished the
Man,
fight same way. Hit him with that right leg, and then hit him with a cross and dropped him.
innovative is what I would
Yes.
call it. I would call it
Yeah, I'm definitely the like I said, people haven't even seen the level of creativity that I'm fully capable of. Like, no one flows like who you seen throw kicks the way I've seen kicks like that, fluid.
well, I guess it would be pretty close to like an Adesanya or a Prime Silva, kind of like right around
Yeah,
that.
they're similar.
Similar. Similar.
The way that I move and the way that I can string kicks together, they don't string kicks together like I do. They're not gonna throw 5, 6 kicks in a row.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they're not doing. I don't think they barely put 2 kicks in a row. So yeah, and I'll put 3, 4, 5, 6 kicks in a row and land all.
Damn. Okay. Let's see. Emulation. Okay, so that is the last question that I got for you. You touched on in the very beginning of the interview. You watched the what do you call it? Anime? Okay,
Yeah.
and you watch the Bruce Lee and the Jet Li, and you see it and you want to match it or do it, emulate it in your fights. Now, is there any one fighter that you want to emulate the most, or is it just you think
No.
something and you want to do it?
Yeah, I don't really emulate any fighters. Like uh, John and Anderson Silva will probably be the ones that I emulated the most. Just their style. We have very similar styles.
Mm-hmm.
So I did, I learned a lot of stuff from them. Just watch, like, I'll sit in the ring and watch John hit miss, and just pick up things that he's doing. It's like that's how I got a lot of my progression. Like when I moved out here, I would just sit in the cage and watch John, Holly, Condit. I watch all these people hit mitts and just sit and watch and see what they're doing and what they're learning and applying it to myself. And I created my whole own little style out here.
Yeah, that's again some more names. Condit, you got to be quiet with that name though. My wife hears that, she's gonna jump in here. Be a
Yeah, it's
Condit
like
fan
that.
for
Yeah, it's
life.
like spending all, like, when Cowboy was part of the team. I spent a lot of time with all of these people, like, because everybody had to, acknowledge, my skill set eventually. Because, like, I came in here off the streets and, like, people were like, "Who is this guy?" Then I started making waves and people started seeing what I was really about and say how I was doing things. And I say I'll just emulate. I would, like, see that thing. I see everything that everybody's doing. Like, I see stuff and I'm like, oh, that might work for me, and then I'll start adding it. And then I'll go home and watch my shows and stuff, and then I'm like, man, okay, so I add that to it. So I was like, so I'll be sitting at work all day or wherever I am, and I'll just be like going over stuff like, damn, oh, what if I hit somebody with this and I did this kind of combo? Like, so this stuff's going on in my head all the time.
Damn. Well, that's probably what makes you so innovative. Is that fights are just on your mind 24/7.
Yeah, and you can't, like, 'cause people, like, try to catch on to tendencies. You can't catch on to a tendency because I don't do anything preset. I
Yeah.
only see what I hit what I see,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll find ways to make openings. So I don't nothing is ever the same. Like, you're gonna get kicked with the same feet, but my setup is always the
Right.
same.
That's crazy, and all this from a fucking wrestler. I
Right.
mean,
That's what I can do. Cause, like, nobody believes that I'm a wrestler because they see my striking. Like, nobody's strike. Like, I used to be at the gym, like, practicing my spin kicks and stuff. Like, Wink used to have me practicing on the wall all the time, so I'd have to, like, just get reps after practice and stuff. And people would be watching. I remember this guy was watching me do it, and she was like, started talking to me. And I was like, yeah, I'm a wrestler. And he's like, you're a wrestler throwing kicks like that? Like, what are you talking about? Like, yeah, it's like, especially now, like, because LFA, like, a lot of people, like they kept saying, "Yeah, we got to put him up against a wrestler next. Like, we got to see what he does with a wrestler." I'm like, I do realize that I'm a wrestler. Like, when I was an amateur for King of the Cage, the promoter used to always be like, "Breezy, we know you can wrestle, but we got to see your striking. We want to see you strike some more." So I'm like, "All right, you're right." So I, like, really, like, just started focusing on my striking. Like, Anthony Pettis that came down and trained with us, and I was striking with him. Wink's like, you can take him down, right? I'm like, this is one of the best strikers in the world. I'm trying to strike him.
hell yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to make it easy. I don't want to make it easy on myself. Like, I'm trying to get in here and go. Like, forged by fire. Get in there. I used to get in there and get beat up by everybody, by Cowboy and all of them. They used to beat me up until I got my conditioning right, and I came and, like, started, developing my skills a little bit more. So, it's just steady progression.
Yeah. Damn, man. You are an interesting cat. You are an
Ain't
interesting
nobody
cat.
like Breezy out here.
No, no, there is not, man. You were 100% correct with that statement. Ain't nobody like you, man. And the fact that, you're telling me in training that you want to stand with Anthony Pettis, man, you crazy. You crazy.
Man, I spar the heavyweights. I spar the light heavyweights. I spar the middle. I spar. Derek Brunson was here. You got him. We get it in. Uh, Anthony Hamilton, UFC heavyweight. Like, yeah,
Damn.
everybody. Tyson Pedro, light heavyweight. Tyson Pedro used to train over here. Me and him used to get rounds in. Like, I remember the first time we sparred. And when I got out of the cage, his coaches were just like, what the hell? Like, I'll tell you, like, whenever I spar new people, they always just be like, what the hell? Like, what the fuck did you just, how did you get your foot there? Like, how did you just kick me? Like, because I come
Right?
from angles you don't even see them coming. Like I'm going to find the opening and I'm going to place my foot in there.
Yeah, and you're going to hit them and they're going to be like, which one of y'all kicked me?
Man, they really do. They be like, how did you smack me like that? Like be baffled, seriously baffled. Like, where did his foot come from? Like,
Right?
Austin Tweedy didn't see that front kick at the very end. Like, I'm arm length away from you. Who's throwing front kicks to the face from arm length away? You
You.
ain't seeing nobody doing that.
Just you, man.
Nobody's doing that.
And finishing with it nonetheless. Like, that's pretty fucking intense, man. That's pretty fucking intense.
That's what
So,
I say. Like, I can't wait to like really like once I start like stepping up in competition, I really have to bring out everything that I'm capable of. Like, I'm like every time I fight now, like people always see something like, "Whoa, what is that? What is that? What is that?" And it's gonna keep being that way because nobody's doing the things that I'm doing. Nobody kicking the way I kick. Like Wink's always saying, he's like, "There's nobody in the world who kicks like you." Because I
well, you might,
always like I trip about Wink's been in this game for Wink and Greg have been doing this forever, thousands of fights, and they have never seen anyone do the things that I be doing.
well,
and they believe in me to the fullest.
that's probably why they believe in the future.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, yeah, we have like me and Wink especially have a really, really close relationship now. Over the last few years, we have grown like really close. Me and Holly call him Papa Wink.
Papa Wing, that's what's up.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Like, he's like a father figure to me. He doesn't sugarcoat things. He's not a yes man. He doesn't like to. He hates giving me compliments. He'll tell me, he'll be like, I hate to say it, compliment you, but yeah, you're looking good today, Chris. I hate to say it, but yeah, you look good today. He's like, I want to bust your balls. Like, I don't like telling you you're looking good. So he's the one. He's always trying to get on my case. Like, he's always making sure I don't get in trouble, and I'm always. Seeing where my head's at, because I used to always get the speeches, the John Jones speech, because John was going through his trouble and stuff. So I would always get speeches about how I'm able to affect people, and I have an impact, and I have to do it the right way. Go about things the right way, and not to try to keep myself out of trouble. I had a past. I got in a little bit of trouble growing up and stuff like that, but my story about basically your redemption. You could change your life around. Like, I was living real crazy and I got shot, and then now I'm living like this. So I'm just out here to inspire other people. You're not a victim of your circumstances. You can overcome anything. So you just got to put your mind to it.
I love the message, man. I love the message.
Yeah,
Well,
man,
dude,
I'm always motivating people. I'm always having to give motivational speeches to my friends and stuff. I'll go out to parties sometimes and end up having to be counseling all night. So, I'm always up. Like, I talk to kids. Like, I go to school. I've talked to kids at schools. I'm about to start doing that up again here soon. I just got contacted from a lady who wanted me to do some stuff. So, I'd like to try to, be involved, and I want to be able to give back some more, to people who have been in situations like I have.
Well, that's pretty commendable. That's commendable is the word that I'm looking for. I'm having a hard time with words tonight, which is not like me. Usually, I'm pretty good with that. I call myself the MMA wordsmith, and it's not happening tonight. But I do want to thank you for your time, dude. This has been a blast, man. So before I
Thank you
let
for
you go,
having
is
me.
there anybody that you'd like to thank?
I want to thank my team, thank my sponsors. Uh, we have our own dietary nutrition called Leap. So everyone should check that out. That's real deal, best rehydration stuff on the market right now. And it was developed by us. You know, we have our own protein and everything over here. We have an
Mhm.
in-house nutritionist, Dr. Anita. She's the best nutritionist ever. She's amazing. Like, she makes my weight cuts possible. You know, I cut 30 pounds every fight.
Damn,
I walk around at 185. And Wink,
damn.
I used to, when I joined the gym, I was 200. And Wink was like, I want you to be a 55. I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, coach, that's 50 pounds. Like, what are you talking about? He was like, nah, I want you to. So it took me a year to, because like when I first moved out here, I was fighting at 185. And
Damn.
Derek Brunson was like, man, you need to go down. I was like, yeah, you're right. I should go down. So I started fighting at 170. And then Wink was like, I want you to be a 55er. I was like, 55. So it took me a year to train my body to walk around at 185. So now I usually would do that and try to between fights. Like, it's hard. Like when I would have fights every 6 months to keep my weight down. So it's a little bit easier now that I got to fight or a real quick turnaround. So
Yeah.
that was always an issue. But hopefully I won't have that issue anymore. It's like,
Yeah,
especially it's like, because they
right.
can't deny me anymore. Like everybody was trying to avoid me and everything like that all over the country. Like I had the most pullouts. It's ridiculous how many people have pulled out or like turned the fight down and everything. So like, man, I was like, if I'm saying like I tried to, because I like when I was training with Cowboy, I used to look up to him about, you know, he want to fight 5 times a year. Like that's the type of thing I'm on. Like I want to fight 5-6 times a year. Like if I could fight 6 times a year, I would do it.
Yeah.
Like I want to be active. I'm trying to go. I don't want to be sitting around like people fighting twice a year. I hate fighting twice a year. It's like last year, I had a good year. My 2 fights were good, but it sucked that I only had 2 fights. Like I had started the year off with 3 canceled fights for WXC. I had the Darren Cruikshank thing where his bitch ass pulled out. Yeah, he's a bitch.
Hey, I like
Yeah,
it. I
you can
like
ask Chepe. Hey, you can ask Chepe. Chepe was there. I called him all kinds of bitches and pussies in front of his wife.
it.
Yeah. And then they was over there running around lying. Like, no, you're just a bitch. Like, got in the cage and lied to all his fans, talking about, yeah, my guy was significantly overweight. And like, bro, I was officially 1 pound over officially because of a bad scale. And then he told me to come back the next day at 160. Like nobody, like Wink was like, don't do that. Like that's dumb. Like nobody thought I was gonna show back up the next day. I told the promoter, I was like, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna show up at 160 and I'm gonna fuck him up. So he wanted me to be there like 2 hours before the show started to weigh in. So I showed up, got on the scale, made weight. The promoter shook my hand, went and got Crookshank. Crookshank comes back. I'm not taking the fight. I got rid of that deal a long time ago. I got rid of that deal. And I was like, what you mean you got rid of the deal, but you ain't tell nobody, right? And then one of the guys is like, he brought his fight bag. His fight bag is right there in the corner. And he's like, no. I'll watch you weigh in, but I'm not gonna fight. I'm not gonna fight you. I'm like, we were the main event in his hometown.
Wow.
Main event in your hometown, and you won't fight somebody over 1 pound? And like, cause I was 1 pound over, he was gonna get 20% of my purse, and the promoter was still gonna give him more money. And then his wife is like, "No, it's not about money. It's about professionalism." I'm like, "Bro, you missed weight in the UFC by more than 1 pound, and you gonna tell me about professionalism, bro? Like, come on now. Let's just be real. Let's just be real. In your hometown, like, who does that? And
uh,
you gonna let somebody else
yeah.
come to your city and talk crazy and then not fight? Like, come on now. Like, I wish somebody would show up at Albuquerque and want to fight with me and talk crazy and think, hey, you ain't about to get it. Like, come on, gotta represent the city.
Yeah, I think
That's
you
your
fight
hometown. You
Arlovsky.
got your family. You done sold tickets to these people, and then you get in there and lie to them and make it seem like I didn't do everything to make the fight happen, like to agree to your bullshit demands. and you still didn't want to fight for your family and friends, and then get up there like, oh, I'm gonna get fucked up. Like, it's a bitch. That's bitch shit. And then yeah, as you know, a lot of his little dick riders were trying to talk shit. I was like, bro, because after my last fight, you see how I called him out. I was like, yeah. They're like, are you calling out him? I was like, man, we was already supposed to fight. He's a bitch, but if he want to get knocked out, he can get knocked out too. So I was like, yeah, it's not a game. And then he went over there. He was like, oh, you're just trying to take clout and this and this. And what did he do? I'm like, y'all protecting somebody who gets knocked out every other fight. Like, what are you talking about? Like, he ain't nobody. And what did he do over there in Japan just now? Got his ass tapped out again. Like, he ain't shit. He ain't got no ground game. No ground game at all. And I'm a way better striker than him. He was tiny when I seen him in person. I was looking at him. I was like, bro, I'm going to destroy this munchkin. And he was so, I tell you, I've never seen somebody so shook at one of my fights. Like, he was sitting in his little sweater. He didn't even want to talk to me. He kept like walking around. His wife and his coach were talking crazy the whole time. Whatever, Randy. His wife and his coach were the ones talking crazy the whole time. He was silent until the very end.
All right, well, I'm actually gonna have to cut you off because this phone is gonna die. So if you got some other quick shout outs, go ahead and get them out. I'm at 3%, bro. So make it quick.
Everybody, check me out, Chris Breezy MMA. Follow me on everything: Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter.
Drop your what's your tag?
Chris Breezy MMA.
There you go.
Instagram, there you go. Snapchat, Twitter. Follow me.
Thank you for your time, sir. I appreciate it. It's been a blast.
Yes,
if we hadn't ran out of battery, this would continue because I don't want to stop. This has been a lot of fun, man.
That means we got to do it again soon.
Oh, it's going to happen, brother. It's going to happen. I can promise you that.
Just let me know.
Well, get these fights in. Let's go. Come on.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Tell these people stop playing. Like, they got to, I tell these promotions, they got to make it happen. Like, they over here being too lenient on people, giving them options. Like, you don't get no options. You want to fight, you got to fight Breezy. Like, there ain't nothing else. Like, you ain't got nobody else for you. You want to fight or not?
Absolute blast, my friend. Well, you're fighting Carrington on, Carrington
January 17th.
LFA 80 UFC Fight Pass. That's what's up, man. All right. Well, I'll be watching. Hopefully, everybody else will tune in, and we'll catch you in a couple days, man.
All right. You have a great one.
Hey, you too, man. Take it easy.